Everything was happening in Miami in the 90s. Celebrities were living here. Gianni Versace, the biggest fashion icon at the time, was living here. The nightlife was here. It was not New York. It was not LA. It was all about Miami Beach.
Miami is a modern equivalent of Sybaris in Greece, famous for its hedonism and celebration of the senses and celebration of pleasure.
Miami Beach has a huge amount of Art Deco buildings. Those buildings were white when they were built, and then during the Miami Vice era in the 80s, there was a little bit of an Art Deco revival, and they painted these Art Deco buildings pastel colors. So you see a lot of pink and aqua and yellow. We told this story very much through the visual design and with the use of color in this series and with the use of symbolic color. So we started off with the idea of using a lot of pink, which is so representative of the gay community and also very associated with Miami Beach.
When someone asks you if we were friends, you'll say no.
South Beach has changed a lot since Gianni Versace moved there. It was very run down and seedy.
He had the vision of seeing what Miami was going to become.
Gianni, by the time he had moved to South Beach in Miami, he was already a pretty predominant figure in the fashion and pop culture world.
Versace, can we have your autograph?
He'd had great success all over the world. He was just the #1 guy.
And he moved to Miami because he really felt at home there. He arrived in Miami and the sort of sensuality and sexuality there was exciting to him. The mix of decay and the ocean. And he bought the Casa Casarina, this sort of grand decaying house on the beach, and made his home there.
He loved living in Miami. He always said Miami was his second city. There's something about being in Miami where you get the heat and the wind from the beach because you're right on the ocean. I mean, he lived right on Ocean Drive, and it gave it such texture to be there that I actually really felt like I understood him more.
He was very sensitive in understanding this mixture of sensuality, sexuality, tropic, humidity, diversity, and different cultures. There was a lot of money and awakening of sexual expression and sensuality, and Versace was right there to dress the people who were embracing those changes in the world.
Versace, yeah, brava.
He was the amalgam of the popularity of excess and materialism. He was the king of Miami.